Hey guys, Shant with CK Collection and welcome to my channel and welcome to Which is Best series. This is the third one I'm doing where I pretty much do market research and I have a spreadsheet prepared where we ask a question. It's an open-ended question and we gather information on that topic. Today we're talking about Lego promotional items like Polybags. I'll show you guys a few examples that we recently got. Here's this hidden side one, the stunt cannon, this one that we opened for my daughter to use. There is this Christmas tree that we got recently, holiday tree 30576. There's also gear like this one, if I can open it. The Han Solo Carbonite metal keychain, which some YouTubers and people in the Lego community were not excited about at first, but this is actually quite exciting, which we're gonna get to later on in the video. Then you get Lego sets like this. Usually you have to spend more to get these ones. The Mindstorms mini robots 40413, 366 parts. And there are holiday ones like this Easter egg 40371 with 239 pieces. So which is best, and what do I mean when I say which is best? Which has the best value, which is worth collecting, which is worth investing with. Some people think that you could get your money back if you spend, let's say, $100 or let's say $75 and you get a promotional set. Some people think if you hold on to it for a year or 2 years, you'll get that $75 back. Is it true? Well, the spreadsheet that I prepared and the research I did some extensive research for this one, will definitely give us some insight. So let's get to it. And if you enjoyed this content, make sure to like and subscribe. I am also going to do a giveaway once I reach 100 subs. Just keep that in mind. Alright, let's get to my spreadsheet. Alright, here we are. Which is best? Lego promotional items. I divided this pretty much to polybags and boxed sets. Yeah, you can have gear sometimes, but we're gonna leave that for the end. We're gonna talk about that, but it has its own category. And for polybags, you can get all sorts of stuff. Vehicles, animals, buildings, sets, holiday related stuff, minifigures. Then for the box sets, I divided that into two categories, just for simplicity's sake. Holiday and non-holiday. Okay, so I do have some numbers ready as far as the value and so on, but we're going to talk about that later on. I want to go through these categories quickly enough, and then by the end of it, we'll sink our teeth into some data and value as far as investment is concerned, because many of us are interested. Hey, if I could buy that $120 set that I like, I could get my money back plus double VIP points, then it's kind of worth it, isn't it? So, all right, we'll get to the financial investing stuff later on. All right, as far as creativity, and this is just completely my opinion, I would love to hear from you guys and your perspective, if you agree or disagree. So creativity-wise, the sets, let's start with the worst to best. And this is relative, I mean worst. How bad can it be? I'm not saying it's terrible, I'm just saying that the other ones are better. It's good to best, that's how I like to see it. Alright, so the polybags, a vehicle, animal, and whatever it may be, sometimes they're quite simplistic. For example, if you look at something like this isn't really exciting for me. This is something that I would give to my 4-year-old just so she can use her creativity and build stuff with. But as far as concept and design, it doesn't make me feel really nostalgic or, excited to have this in my possession. As far as minifigures, there are some great promotional minifigures, like the Han Solo one, and the Obi-Wan one. I'm just referring to the past 2 years specifically. I think they're alright, but the ones that get most of us, I think, excited are the box sets that have over 200 pieces. Some of them go up to 400. And holiday and non-holiday box sets, all box sets to me have something to offer. As we saw earlier, whether it's Mindstorms, the Christmas ones are quite interesting. There's Playability, we'll get to that later. Non-holiday, I mean, if you look at the 20th anniversary Battle of Endor, Battle of Hoth, those were quite incredible, I find. The micro scales were done pretty well, and it's exciting to collect and even to have as a display piece. I'd say specifically the Christmas ones and the Star Wars ones stand out to me, but the box sets usually are much more interesting and more thought out, in my opinion. And yeah, again, the nostalgia has the same ranking for each category. The vehicles and animals, they're just kind of random. They're not necessarily attached to a theme or a franchise. Minifigures are, so it makes you feel a little more nostalgic, but the holiday and non-holiday ones are definitely the winners here, in my opinion. So here we're kind of going with creativity based value, nostalgia based value. How about market value? Polybag categories, both are second here, because as we get into it later, you'll see they don't expect to make $30 within 2 years with the Polybags. It's not gonna happen. Even, I'd say, from my market research, between $3 to $9 is still high, even for the minifigures. You actually would be surprised. I know I was. Yeah, it's not gonna pay for your Lego purchase. If you do the math, $5 on a $100 purchase is 5%. So it's really not 5% deal. When did we get excited for a 5% deal? Box sets market value is pretty great, and you know, we'll expand at the end. But yeah, we're talking about right off the bat $30 or $40, and then it dips. It can dip to 20, and it also depends, guys, on the set, because not all holiday sets are equal. You look at something like this. You look at something like this Easter set. It's actually currently worth, let me see, I have it right here. The Easter egg box is actually worth $7. Whereas you could have the Christmas Carousel, which is $40 right now. Christmas gift box from 2018 is $27. So it's 3 times, almost 4 times more valuable than a different holiday set. Christmas is always going to be much more valuable. We're talking about 3 or 4 times more. And even with the non-holiday ones, we'll see how this Mindstorm is going to do in time. I sold one for $20. Let's see if it can compete with the Endor and the Battle of Hoth, but yeah, that's just my insight on that. Investment wise, it kind of goes hand in hand with market value. I wouldn't invest in Polybags, me personally. I mean, sure, you could still sell the minifigure for $8, but over a year or 2 years, $8 is still something, but it's not going to pay off your Lego shopping spree at all. But the box sets, after a year to 2 years, you can get anywhere from 30 to 40. It depends, some sets do better than others. But from what I noticed, don't expect $140 selling price within 2 years. Sure, if you hold on to it for 7, 8, 9, maybe it will get to that point. It's a question of supply and demand. The demand will be there and the supply is not, and that's how business works. But me personally, I prefer getting rid of stuff within 1 to 2 years and reinvest my money into other things, whether it's parting out or, you know, just making use of that profit. Okay, playability. I feel like all of them have some playability, but the Polybags, they're easy to build. A few pieces or just a minifigure. It's easier for a child to build and play. The box sets, the holiday one has an edge over the non-holiday because some of them have actually play features. Like for example, the a skating rink where the minifigures can do pirouettes. I mean, that's pretty cool. I just feel like the non-holiday ones, I think of Year of the Rat, just building the rat, or you know, the Battle of Hoth or Battle of Endor, the micro-scale builds. They're more for display than to actually play with. That's why they have it has the last rank. Collectibility. Oh, I had this tab open. Okay. Yeah, collectibility wise, again, the same reason as far as nostalgia and market value. I've said this before, I'm a firm believer that market value is tied to nostalgia and creativity when it comes to Lego. If people like it, they'll buy it, the supply will decrease, and the value will go up. Just how it is. Yeah, so collectability wise, I personally more likely to open the Polybags and hold on to the sets because they have more just value for the reasons that we mentioned earlier, the different categories. And last but not least, this is the exception to the rules. We're going to talk part count and limited quantity. Some people look at the part count and based on that they will be more excited to get a set and part it out. Okay, I personally would not part out sets, promotional sets, unless I have 5 or 10 of them. I prefer holding on to them and just selling them sealed. I like the investment approach for promotional stuff. And yeah, even a Lego diaper mock can be valuable. You read that correctly. And why? Because just exclusivity and the limited quantity of an item. So even a Lego diaper mock, if they only make 5 of them and 5 people have them, that mock can go for $400. I mean, the sky's the limit. Okay. And the sets that actually, promotional items that I have in mind is the Han Solo Carbonite metal keychain, which I currently is selling for $30. And people actually didn't think it was going to sell well at all. They thought it was a gimmick. I mean, come on, a keychain. They were probably thinking, you know, people wouldn't be interested in it, but the value is already there, and it was released in October 2020. Within October 1st and the 8th, I got there on the 6th, and they were already pretty low in quantity. I mean, they were pretty low in supply. So it did feel to me that it was quite limited. And another one I could think of is the Brick Friday 2019 minifig. I have limited information regarding this. If you guys have more information, feel free to comment. But based on my research on Bricklink, there are only 2 currently being sold in the US, and because of that, the value is at $100 to $150 already. Now, it doesn't really matter what the item is. It can be a gear, it could be a minifigure, but if there's exclusivity to it, it's going to be valuable in the market. So that's something to keep in mind, and kind of helps us, and I know me personally, budget and recognize which months I'm more than likely to spend more, especially also if there's the double VIP going on. Then, you know, you could get a polybag, you could get a set, you could stack the promotional items, and sometimes if you spend, let's say, $40 on a Disney set, you'll get a Disney Polybag. That's not a big expense. $40 if you get a $5 to $10 Polybag, $10 for $40. We're talking about 20 to 30%. Then the promotional items become more interesting. And if you have multiple accounts, you could use multiple accounts. I know I'm not sure what the rules are on this, but I've personally gotten multiple promotional items for multiple shopping sprees at different Lego stores. So I guess you could do that. I don't know. All right, now looking into the numbers and why I don't think that promotional sets are the best to invest in, and the whole idea of a promotional set getting to up to $70 or $100 within 2 years, and us actually getting our money back. Why I don't agree with that? Well, I have the numbers right in front of me, and let's get started. Okay, let's start with the Christmas sets. All right, starting with 2018, the Carousel, Christmas Carousel 40293, 251 parts. Yeah, and this is also, I'm going to touch on why the part count doesn't matter. And the Christmas sets actually are a perfect example. So, Christmas Carousel, 251 parts, December 2018. 2 years have elapsed. It's currently, I could sell it for $40. Christmas Gift Box 2018, 293 parts. The part count's a little more, but I could currently sell it for $27. $13 less than the Christmas Carousel. Okay, then I have the mini gingerbread house, 40337, released December 2019, 499 parts. Does the part count matter here? Well, it currently, if I had it, I would be able to sell it for $35. So that's actually less than the Carousel, but the Carousel has been around for 2 years. But I also have other examples to compare that to. For example, the Charles Dickens tribute set 40410 was released this month, and if I were to sell it this month, I could sell for $30. If actually, check this out, if I were to sell it right in the beginning, and I was one of the first ones to upload this into the market, you could get $40 to $45 right off the bat. That actually happens with sets, guys, especially promotional sets and minifigures, those two categories. If you are the first one in the market and people don't want to spend $75 to get the promotional item, you could sell that item for much more than what its value will become in a couple of months. Okay, next one, let's go to Star Wars sets. Battle of Hoth was released May 2019. It was a 20th anniversary set, micro built, $39. We could sell for right now based on Bricklink data. Battle of Endor, October 2019. Released only a few months after Battle of Hoth, sold for $39. So that additional 5 to 6 months, this does not really matter here. But the Battle of Endor set is also more popular, so it does have more value in the market. Now, holiday sets, the Easter egg box I mentioned earlier, 239 parts. You'd say, wow, 239 parts. Maybe the part out value would be better here. I don't know, I haven't checked. But yeah, market value is $7. Easter egg hunt, 145 pieces from 2017. And yeah, it's still, I just purposely went further back just to see if the value would increase, even if it's not that popular as far as a holiday promotional. Yeah, $9 is just not exciting for me for an actual box set, you know? Yeah, that's my take. And the Year of the Rat is even actually worse. It was released January 2020. Set number 40355, 161 parts. And currently, I'd be able to sell it for $6. Yeah. So quite a big difference between the Year of the Rat and the Charles Dickens promotional item. You're talking about a 300% difference. $35 difference is something to consider when shopping at the Lego store. Now for the Polybags, based on my research, they varied between $3 to $8. I have two examples here. The chocolate box 30411. It's a Valentine's Day, a friend's promotional polybag. I guess it's popular. It sells quite a bit, but it's currently worth $2.50 if I were to sell it. I think I would just let my daughter play with that set, and when she's done, I would sell the minifigures. That's personally what I would do. And the drag racer is another example. Set number 40408 was released within January and February 2020. And surprisingly, this one is actually worth more than 95% of Polybags. It's at $9.50 currently if I were to sell it. So sure, there are exceptions to the rule, but Polybags, unless the requirement to get the polybag is low, I would not be too interested in them because of this reason. Minifigures, I stuck to Star Wars so that we could compare apples with apples. I have the Han Solo Trooper, which was released October 2018, which is currently $8 in the US, and I want to specify that when I say I would sell for that, I will sell it for $8 in my market. Well, it's for the United States and new and sealed, and I don't always look at the average price because other countries might have it less. I'm curious to see what my market is valuing the item for and how many of that item is listed on Bricklink for my market, and I like to base my minifigure pricing on that. So Han Solo Trooper, I'd be able to sell it for $8. Obi-Wan Kenobi 30624, December 2019 release. I would sell that one for $6. That's currently what the value is. So within 2 years, it went up by $2, $6 to $8. That would be what, 25% increase about. I might be wrong. I'm just calculating off the top of my head. Yeah, that's roughly, and we're talking about Star Wars minifigures. I'm pretty sure other minifigures, maybe Marvel would do a little better. I'd have to look into it. But other franchises like Hidden Side, I would really be shocked if they did half of that. And we touched on the limited amount promotional exclusives already, which was the Han Solo Carbonite metal keychain and the Brick Friday 2019. All right, well, that's pretty much sums up my research on the Lego promotional items. I hope that this was useful for you. It was actually a lot of information to dissect, and we could talk about this for 2-3 hours easily, talking about parting out, which time of the year to spend more, and just analyzing a lot of data. But I try to summarize it as much as possible. And me personally, I feel like, yeah, December is a pretty good month to shop, to acquire a few of these Christmas sets. Star Wars, May the 4th, is also a good one. Those two I think are winners, but I mean, there's also exceptions to the rule, so that's something to keep in mind. And on that note, I'm Shant with CK Brick Collection. Thank you for watching the video, if you're still here for the length of the video, and I will see you in the next one.